We're live. All right. Welcome back, everyone. The time is 7:09. We are out of executive session and back in regular session after conferring with our lawyer for personnel advice and legal advice. So, Section 11A of the agenda, status of ongoing deed enforcement matters. So we do have some ongoing enforcement matters going on, same as last meeting. As we discussed in executive session, we looked at engaging another law firm and getting legal advice on our current enforcement matters. I will go ahead and make the motion to engage as our litigation counsel, the Fowler law firm based out of Georgetown. Motion by Director Sabatino. Second by Director Barnes. Any further discussion? I will say I think this firm will meet our needs to handle any potential future litigation, and that will free up our current basically independent general counsel for us to be able to concentrate on our business more without having to worry about handling litigation himself. All in favor? Motion carries 4-0. Congratulations to the Fowler Law Firm.
I will reach out to them, Mr. President, and notify them of the board's decision and begin discussions with them to pick up the outstanding deed restriction enforcement matters.
Fabulous. All right. Let's go to back in the regular order. Item number 6, consent agenda. Do we have any items to remove from the consent agenda, Ms. General Manager?
I don't have anything to add to the consent agenda, but I did hand it, we have a handout in front of you. It's an updated P&L. We had not put the property tax revenue in the one that's in the packet, and it's reflected in the P&L that I handed out to you. It's $67,853 in tax revenue to the district in February.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second. Motion by Director Stemko. Excuse me. Second by Director Horton. All in favor? Consent agenda passes 4-0. Item number 7, General Manager, Maintenance and Operations. What do we have this month?
Okay, let's start with our update on our parks. Brightwater Park Playscape, the installation is complete, and that park has been packed from the day they took the construction fencing down. I mean, packed. I've got nothing but super compliments about the park. We will be starting repairs there this week. Obviously, having lost that big tree, etc., we've got that big dirt pile at the front of the park. So we'll be putting in a sidewalk, ADA, we have to, and then connecting the play areas, the toddler play area to the second larger kid or older kid area. So those will be going in, and then as Brian was saying, we're going to have to fix some of the sod and all that was damaged or removed during the installation. So Brian and I are working on those plans, and we'll be doing these as we get each park finished. So Brightwater's done. They started on installing Fern Bluff late last week. We had hoped, I think it's in the packet, it even says, we had hoped that Fern Bluff installation would be finished by the end of the month. It may be one more week. So, but it's coming along quickly and nicely. Cheatham is finished. We'll do a little bit of sod repair over there, but it's pretty well done. I did just get, update on Olson Meadows. Equipment shipment should happen April 21st. So back up a week to 10 days before that, and that's when they'll start the demo. So we could conceivably have Olson Meadows finished by the end of May, which is amazing.
Wow.
I know.
That'd be
I know.
nice.
So the only real thing that we are lacking is that little exercise area on Mountain Mist. And we've been going back and forth and back and forth. Jessica and I took a big long ride. Was that just last week? Seems so long ago. Anyway, so we're just, I think our thought process is, rather than putting, the more updated multi-use pieces of equipment there, we're just going to replace what's there with similar. When we had gone by there was a mom there with a little child, and you could tell she was encouraging her daughter to try what's the word I'm talking about? The thing where you do hand over, hand
Monkey
over.
Yeah, it
bars?
was more like physical challenges than
Exactly.
play challenges.
Exactly. Not for play, but more for exercise. We also have the updated exercise equipment at Friendly Oaks and also at Brightwater. So it'd be redundant. So I have them working on a proposal for us to just replace with newer, better equipment in there, but staying more
Just traditional. I guess.
traditional
Yeah.
in that little pocket area.
I mean, they were doing, like, there's middle bar and there's this kid's just climbing over it and kind of spinning around it. And I mean, it was very simple stuff, but they had ways to use it.
And that's kind of what the elementary schools do in PE class. So it's good to have that accessible in the district to mimic that type of exercise, I think. So I'll come back with that once we get that done. Trying to think, what else do I have? Oh,
Sorry, you mentioned Friendly Oaks.
Huh?
Friendly Oaks schedule.
Friendly Oaks. Friendly Oaks is done. The equipment is all in. We're waiting for the mulch, the surface to be installed. Could happen this week, depending on the weather. We have 2 days of thunderstorms, not sure. But it should be in or finished, even with the mulch and everything next week. Excellent, excellent little park. I will say, we're having some real challenges in our parks prior to new equipment, etc. But I think we talked last month about the number of mini bikes, mini whatever. We have signs up everywhere. We've sent out information. There are no motorized vehicles, even battery operated, allowed in our parks. We're getting some real damage in some of our park areas on the berms and such because they like to use them to, launch and that kind of thing. So what we did, I love our residents. I want to just start there. I obviously have lived here a long time. I've managed this district for a long time, but we do occasionally run into very resistant residents. Marcus talked about no fishing. There's signs. We could ring it with signs. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the motor scooters. So what we've done, and y'all can each have some of these if you want them. For our mud staff, when they see no fishing, when they see mini bikes, we can hand these to the violator. It's got the information on the back. It tells, mud law, et cetera, and contact information for them to get in touch with me if they have questions. That way we don't have these arguments in our park. Want to try to avoid calling the sheriff if at all possible, and we're hoping maybe some of these will help. You know, it's giving them some information. We do need one more. Too many dogs are being allowed in our playscape areas. On the brand new turf, in the mulch. I've had a couple of very uncomfortable situations to where a dog is aggressive and in a play area. And so we are putting up signs. And honestly, I think part of it is people really love their dogs. I'm a dog lover too. I've got 2 of them. Okay. They really love their dogs. I like to take them wherever they go and whatever. But it's not appropriate to have dogs urinating, et cetera, in playscape areas. Kids are down on their hands, their knees, especially in the toddler areas. And we have artificial turf in some of those. It's also very frightening to a lot of children. They're playing and they turn around and there's a dog barking. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's just a lack of understanding that not everybody is completely comfortable around strange dogs. Great, take them out in the for a walk on the trails, et cetera. When we started trying to find signs, I was kind of surprised. There's a lot of them, and there are a lot of areas that do not allow dogs. You okay? Yeah. In playscape areas. So we're putting these signs up in the parks, and we're going to do one of these. Unfortunately, I've been to Brightwater several times since it opened. Every single time I've been there, there's been a dog in the play area. So I just really hope our residents understand we're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to be overly restrictive. It's just not appropriate in the playscape areas. Be in the green belts, take your dog for a walk on the trails, just not in the playscape area.
Is this parents with children that are actively playing and they brought their dog?
In some cases,
Yeah, I mean,
I get it. It kind of makes sense,
yeah, but
but not appropriate to have
It's-
them up in the play area.
No.
So that's our parks. That's our update on our parks. Mud staff is really trying to, just help educate our residents, especially with all the new play equipment. We don't want that artificial turf smelling like a dog park in a month. It's just, yeah, whatever.
and it will.
And it will. If you don't mind, I'm going to jump over to community center because that's kind of under my purview as well. I believe you all got an email from a very unhappy person trying to book our community center. As the board knows, we have non-resident and resident rates. We have since 2007. Non-residents are not entitled to the same rates that our residents are entitled to. Over the years, they're getting more and more aggressive about it. We've always had the trying to bend the rules. I'm going to get my friend that lives there, rent it for me. But they are very aggressive. Cindy is incredibly good at her job. We get the address. But I'd like to speak very specifically to this email for this resident because I know exactly what happened here. It started out, and Cindy tries to get people to send her emails because it just makes it easier for her job. Sometimes there's a language barrier, et cetera, et cetera. That's not the case here, but this person first insisted that she was in the Fern Bluff mud. No, she wasn't. Her address isn't in the Fern Bluff mud. And so the conversation just kept there. Well, yes, I am. No, ma'am, I'm sorry, you're not. It's not one of our addresses. Well, the conversation went downhill from there. She had insisted on getting the resident rates. Cindy says, you're not entitled to those. This is the non-resident rate. We book to non-residents. I mean, that's not an issue. We book to non-residents. But she was very insistent that she get the resident rate. Okay. Left it last week. She was supposed to come in if she wanted to rent it, because we do not hold dates. We just don't. I think it was last Wednesday where she was supposed to come in. She didn't come in. Anyway, so when she did finally come in, again, is insisting the non-resident rate. There's a lot of people in our society that we all know when you tell them no, they don't like it. So their opinion is you're rude, you're unhelpful, you're unprofessional. And no, that's not the case. These are the rules. You're not a resident. You see my point? So that I needed that out here in a meeting because we will not change that. This is a protection for our residents, for their community center. The non-residents must follow our rules. We are under no legal obligation to rent to non-residents. We welcome them, but you have to follow our policies. That means your event will end at midnight. It just will. You would be amazed at the number of people that want to push that. I just want y'all to know that we're doing our best to manage it. We're doing our best to be accommodating, but no is actually no. It just is. And you're not a resident. Let's put it in perspective. Fern Bluff mud residents cannot go to the city of Round Rock and rent one of their facilities at the rate that the city of Round Rock gives. We cannot go to Brushy Creek mud and rent at the same rate. We are not any different than any other entity that has their own policies, rules, and rates. And we're just going to adhere to those. Cindy knows we've got her back, but some of these conversations get really, really hard. So right here, I'm going to put it out here. Cindy does a really good job and she follows the rules. That's all I've got to say on that.
Yeah, I mean, our tax-paying residents, their taxes help keep this place in operation and maintain it and everything. So they deserve a break. We don't have to rent to non-residents if we don't want to. This building's for the use of our mud and our residents, and we allow it for non-residents, but they've got a different rate, and that's just the story. And if people are going to call here and get ugly the first time they hear no, that's not a reflection on our staff. And it then becomes hard for our staff to operate and try and have a civil conversation when one side has decided that it's not going to be that way anymore. So
In a nutshell.
yeah, no, I back what our mud employees are doing. They need to just keep on doing what they're doing. And it's unfortunate that we have people who act this way when the first time they hear the word no, so, or don't get what they want. I want my event to end at such and such a time, or I want whatever rate. So let's keep on keeping on.
We will. Thank you.
And if there's ever a need where we need to change something, if we need to change the way we handle non-resident rentals, if we're not going to let them rent weekends, or something like that, because that, if that's what's causing the friction, then, and we're trying to cut that out, then we can do that. So just let us know if we need to change. You want to propose changing something different, but
Okay.
I'm happy to keep allowing non-residents to rent. We're not holding dates, like you said, and there's going to be different rates. I think that's entirely fair for us to do it that way. Very good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mr. Operator, you have anything for us?
Don't have too much. We were out today doing an assessment on our parks. Since we've got all this beautiful new equipment, we're looking at our camera systems to accommodate for the new views, the new angles and stuff like that. So hopefully soon we'll come back with just recommendations for improving our system and making sure that we've got adequate coverage. So even looking at an option to add some speakers or actually have the audio out function on some of those cameras, and it's available. So we're looking, if somebody has a dog and they're peeing on our nice new turf, we can actually press a button and say, do not put your dog there or
That
Please
is
remove your dog.
unauthorized.
yeah, very interesting stuff. So yeah, we've done our MS4 reporting, so we're good on that end. Yeah, just keeping up with stuff. Regulations is a little crazy right now, but yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, they never take back their regulations. It's always, and do this.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
Oh, well, now you need to do that.
And
Always
this
ask.
week we also tested for UCMR 5, which is something from EPA. They're looking for more contaminants that they want to regulate. So yeah, we sent them that sample, and we've got some more rounds of sampling coming. And this has to do with the PFAS, PFOS, and all these acronyms that it's a long chemical structure, plastics and that kind of stuff. And that's what they're looking for. So we sent it in. Hopefully we'll get results and see where we are. But generally in the state of Texas, it hasn't been very prevalent. So that's a good thing. Otherwise, Round Rock's going to have to start doing some crazy treatment. So,
All right.
but yeah, so far so good.
UMR,
UCMR.
UCMR.
Oh, you probably saw in the packet where I was talking about the city of Round Rock they were doing some maintenance on their water line.
Mhm.
We've got a really good relationship with the people we work with the city of Round Rock, as well as with Brushy Creek Mud. So there were several days, because we weren't getting water from the city of Round Rock, that we were purchasing water from Brushy Creek Mud. Thank goodness we have that alternative. So I just wanted y'all to be aware, the operations guys managed our tank and our pressure, and you did a really good job.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
also kudos to Jeremiah. He's been working with these regulations. MS4, our new permit was due. He got it. He got it all written up, and we're good. So we've submitted our new permit. 4.5 years later, we might get an approval on it, maybe.
That's
But
crazy. Yeah.
this time around, they actually went with electronic submittal. So it's like,
Oh, that's nice.
we're going to do this. We'll do this, and this. And so it seems like every permit cycle, they're trying to get us to do more, just outdo ourselves. So our approach is we're going to do the least amount that'll keep us within regulatory compliance. After that, it's like they want us to do more. We'll just go up one notch and just kind of go from there.
Because we don't have construction, we don't have commercial, we
We don't have a
it's-
wastewater treatment facility.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's kind of,
It's meant for the bigger urban areas, and it's a pain.
it's a
Don't
pain,
like
and
it, but-
it's a huge expense for a district our size.
Right.
With our operations, it's just, yeah. Okay, I won't say anything else. Oh,
Other than that, we're trucking along. So
Very good. All right. Glad to hear it. that business concluded, how about roads committee? Anything to update us on? Nope.
No, I have nothing.
Okay.
Cruising along.
Next up, budget committee. Director Barnes, do you have anything for budget committee this month?
Nothing really. It looks like we are starting to spend a little bit less money because I think we've got just about all the park stuff paid for or close to being paid for.
Don't get excited yet. We got Olson coming.
Yeah, it'll be a big one.
Ooh, just wait.
I have a question on the property tax that what you updated us on the P&L.
Yes,
Is that the beginning of what we're going to see, or are we at the tail end of that process?
no, hold on, where did I put that?
I'm sorry to blindside you, man.
That's okay. As you see, we expect to get, to receive,
Around 420.
$1,868,000 in tax revenue each year.
Okay.
Okay? The 67 is what physically came in February.
Okay.
Thus far, from October to February, we have received $1,836,000.
Okay.
Okay, so that second column where it says budget, it looks odd. That's because we've split that out over, the 12 months.
I got you.
It's really kind of a guess. In this situation, it looks like most people paid their property taxes earlier than expected.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like we're at the tail end of collection.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Okay. So we're really just like a few $100,000 shy of being on budget.
Yeah, let's see,
Which on that
1,868,
note, I mean, I wouldn't even
1,836,
say,
about $30,000
yeah,
off.
we're only about $30,000 under
That's right.
budget so far.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, so, thanks for busting my bubble there on the spending money part. But we do have the money to take care of the parks and everything. So,
We've been planning for this. Yeah.
we have been planning for this. We have been preparing for this. So, yes. Other than that, no, nothing really new.
All right. Thank you, Director Barnes. And Security Committee, Director Barnes. Do you have anything for Security Committee?
Pretty much the only thing as far as security committee, we did have 90.5 patrol hours this past month. And so as far as that goes, let's see here. Do we have I see in there under 12B, an amendment for law enforcement service agreement for,
I don't have
we
that
talked to
yet.
them about
We
increasing
have,
the hours?
and they're fine with it. It's the commissioner's court. It just takes a while to get
Okay.
that.
They have a lot going on over there.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Director Barnes. Communications, Director Smith is not here. Janie, you have anything communications wise? Usually Mark's on top of that.
Yeah, we'll probably, let's see, newsletter went out in February. So
So
we'll
it's gonna
probably
be-
put one a little bit later, spring.
Okay.
We will continue to do MailChimps as we go along. One thing I forgot or neglected to say about Brightwater is, we're probably gonna have to fence and close that park down at least for several days while we get the concrete sidewalks put in. We had repaired the installers had repaired one little curb, that had gotten broken. And by the time they left and went to eat and came back, somebody had stepped on it, messed it. So we get the sidewalks in, we'll try to fence it off as best we can.
Yeah.
But I would say we should probably close that park down for the day to 2 days.
If we can post advance warning and when we figure out when it's gonna need to happen.
It's gonna happen tomorrow.
Park closed Wednesday?
Okay.
People will see it. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't send out anything that said the park was officially open. It's just they took the fencing down. And I got to tell you, it did my heart so. Seeing those kids that just running and they were so excited to see all the new equipment. They what is the word? Gleeful. They were just gleeful, and it was a happy day.
So after they lay the concrete sidewalk, if I go over there and I see the initials JM carved in there, do I blame you or your husband for carving initials in the concrete?
It'll be me. Don't blame Jimmy. He would never.
I want to go back to, I was so excited about Brightwater and everything going on. Is there any decision on the pickleball court yet and the basketball?
We just spoke with the engineer today. We should have something next month.
Okay.
And it looks like we're going to be able to leave the 2 tennis courts alone, take that basketball court, turn it around, put 2 pickleball and 1 3/4 basketball court. Make everybody happy.
When we were down south, I did see several basketball courts like that.
Mhm.
It looked just fine. It was very useful and I don't see a problem in it. And I do want to just throw out there what I texted you so I wouldn't forget. I think when we, at some point, it would be nice to have a ribbon cutting for all the parks.
I think that'd be great. I think we
Just kind of a community building thing and bring us all together.
I think it would be a great idea.
Give out some Capri Suns to the kids or something.
Yep,
Without
yep.
the little plastic sleeves and straws, please.
Everybody take the park that you want to be at and we'll have our, do it at each park. I can't wait. Fern Bluff is going to be cool. I'm just telling you, it's going to be.
That might be the one that we do it at. Olson Meadows has a lot more parking, but it's, our community's really more on this side. No offense.
None taken. None taken.
The bulk of the community.
I was just thinking about Olson Meadows for that very reason. also.
We can do 2.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, next meeting date, April 22nd.
That's Earth Day.
Is it Earth
Earth Day. Yes. So Hitchens may not be here,
So that means we all have to walk here.
like me.
Well, we could have a dress up and dress as Earth, Wind,
I know.
Fire,
I
Water.
go to this meeting every month.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
think
actually,
Hector, we
well,
do.
Well,
We
your
do.
your house. Maybe.
You know, actually, I think that day to save gas and help the earth, I'm going to ride my little scooter,
Oh my!
my mini
Not to the
automatic scooter.
Yelling
But not
through
through
the
parks
camera.
or on park trails.
If I catch you on camera, you get yelled at.
All right.
I'll be like,
Like, dang, is that Kevin?
All 5, huh?
So for future agenda items, do we need to plan censure Director Barnes?
Perfect.
All right.
you know,
Any
it happens to the best of them. So.
any future agenda items other than potentially that? No. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Director Barnes, second by Director Horton. All in favor? Motion carries 4-0. It is 7:43 and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you,
Perfect.
everybody.
Oh.
Thank you guys.
Oh, doggone it.